All right, Khan Academy, write equations of parallel and perpendicular lines. So basically, they're going to tell you you have to be parallel or perpendicular to a given line, and you got to go through a certain point. So let's just jump right into it. So first thing is, it says, write the equation of a line that is parallel, all right? It's parallel to this equation. So I'm going to write that a little bigger over here. So I need to be parallel to this guy. Y equals 1/2 x minus 4. Now, parallel, that basically says, hey, man, you got to be the same slope. That's what parallel means. So I'm like, all right, blue equation, I'm going to look at you, and I'm like, I need my equation to have a slope of 1/2. So the new equation, okay, the new equation has to have a slope of 1/2. So when I'm writing my own equation, I like to call this my starter equation because I don't know the y-intercept. So this is kind of the whole key to the problem is I'm not sure where the b is. I use the blue equation to get the slope, but I don't know the b. Now they give me a clue though. And so my clue is that 9, -6 lives on this line. It goes right through it. So what that does is it gives me an x and a y to plug in to figure out what b has to be. So I'm going to plug y in, and I'm going to plug x in to figure out what this b needs to be. All right. So I get -6 equals, that's 9/2 plus b. And then I got to subtract 9/2 from both sides. So that goes away. I get b equals. Got to be kind of careful here. I have -6, subtract 9/2. So I need to turn that -6 into halves. So I need to say, hey, what divided by 2, kind of move this over a little bit. I need to say, what divided by 2 gives me that -6? Well, it would be -12 divided by 2. So now I can subtract these because now they're like terms. So -12, take away 9/2, that's a -21/2. So when I write this equation, my final answer then would be y equals my slope I got from the top part. There's my slope. And then my intercept is -21/2. So that one's kind of funky. That one's a little bit tricky. All right, next problem. Scrolling down. I got to write an equation line that's perpendicular. So that's a bit of a change. So I need to be perpendicular. And then here's my equation. So I need to be perp to y equals -0.3x plus 6. Well, a couple things. Right away, perpendicular lets me know that with my slope, I'm going to have to do an opposite reciprocal. All right, opposite flip of the other slope. Well, right now it's written as a decimal. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to first change this decimal into a fraction because it's easier to flip a fraction than find the reciprocal of a decimal. So that's -3/10 because 3's in the tenths place. So there's another way of writing that, which now tells me that my equation, the new equation is going to have to be 10/3 positive, because that's the opposite reciprocal, x plus b. All right, and just like in the last example, I don't know what b is, but I'm going to use our clue. So here's where the clue is going to come into play. My clue is that we got to go through 3, -8. So they're giving me, again, an x and a y to plug in. So let's plug my y in. And let's plug my x in. And we should be able to solve for b. So I get negative 8 equals, well, this is really like 3 over 1. So that's 10 times 3 is 30 divided by 3, which is just 10. Minus 10 from both sides. And it looks like I got b equals a negative 18. So final answer is, I now know what the b is. I can just plug it in right here. So I'm going to come over here and write the final answer. It's y equals 10/3 x subtract 18. Boom. And always, if you wanted to, you could go and you could double check Desmos and see if it does what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to run over here and do Desmos really quick. So let me just go up there. Negative 0.3x plus 6. So y equals negative 0.3x plus 6. And then the line that I come up with was, let me just click back on the screen here to see what I had. 10/3 x minus 18. So 10/3 x minus 18. Punch this in here. And let's see if we do what we're supposed to do here. So we needed to go through, we need to be perpendicular. Yep, looks like they're perpendicular. And then we also need to make sure that we go through the point 3, negative 8. So 3, negative 8. Let's check our graph. And if I scroll on down, 3 would be right here. Negative 8. Bam. Looks like we did it. So our line goes through 3, negative 8. Got to kind of move it in the right spot. Crosses perfectly. Perpendicular. We're good to go. All right, hopefully this helps you out on the Khan Academy section. See you.